What's going on, YouTube? We're back at it for another Back for Blood deck build video, and today we're talking about the Support Nightmare deck. Now, this is a deck that obviously will need two other DPS and a healer with this in order for it to properly function correctly. You will not be able to utilize this in a two-man team. This is something that's going to support the team in more ways than one. We're going to be working on economy, a little bit of that health, trauma, and ammunition. We'll have more than enough ammunition for the rest of the team in any case of them running out of some ammunition. At the same time, working on giving the rest of the team a little bit of offensive accessories, as working on our own offensive accessory damage and a good bit of survivability. Now, let's get straight into the deck. Obviously, if you'd like to copy and paste this, I'll have it listed down in the description below in order by name, but we're starting off with that economy card, Copper Scavenger. Now, we'll be able to sense nearby copper and more copper piles will spawn. If you already know how many copper piles are spawning all across the map, it's going to be double that, if not triple that sometimes, and it's going to make for a huge economy boost for between each safe room. Now, right after that, we're combining this with Money Grubbers. Now, this did get recently nerfed with the December update, but we're still gaining 3 additional copper, stacking up to a 75 additional copper. Now, if you don't really know what this card means, what it essentially does is each time we pick up a pile of copper, we'll gain 3, and then the next pile of copper will gain 6 at an additional rate to whatever that pile was until it max stacks up to 75. This can be a huge amount of copper additional per safe room. Most of the time, you'll pretty much end up in the safe room at about 2k to 2 to 3k, depending on how many copper piles spawned and how well you've been looting around. It's a good idea to utilize at least one person with that toolkit for those toolkit rooms, because additional copper will be spawning in there in larger amounts as well, on top of gaining that additional stack that we've got all the way up until that point that we've hit that room. Now, that being said, why this is a huge thing is for the simple fact that we'll be able to stack our entire team out with all the copper we could possibly need. Do remember to communicate with your team if anybody needs copper, or if possibly you need some copper to buy up some barbed wire, offensive accessories, support items, defib units, anything like that, or even just the team upgrades. Especially want that quick slot upgrade just to make that barbed wire even more strong. We're going to be utilizing that a bit with this build. But right after that, we've got Save Room Recovery. This is going to help out with the team's health, trauma, and ammunition. We're going to gain 15 health, 7 trauma damage, and refill 10% of the ammo at the start of each level. As you progress through, having this early on is going to be a huge help, especially if ammunition's getting a bit low. We aren't exactly the ammo mule at this point, so this is going to help with or maintain that ammunition for our DPS and for our healer and ourselves at the same point, and help out with the healer at the same time to give a little bit of leeway when it comes to the trauma damage and 15 health. Say you had one of those poor missions where somebody hit everything up and above when it came to alarm doors, barbed wire, snitches, cars, you name it. Everything got thrown at you and you still barely scraped by with, just your torso crawling through that safe room. This can help out in some of those moments just to alleviate how much healing you'll need to do in that next mission. But right after that, we've got Surplus Pouch. We will be taking a hit to our health by 10% with this, but the big benefit of this is giving our entire team, including ourselves, an additional offensive inventory in case one of those moments happens where you hit the birds or some type of alarm, horde gets called. Each one of your teammates could possibly have 1 to 2 of those pipe bombs or grenades ready for some of those special infected. This can be a huge help in some of those moments and just really make some of those runs smooth, even if you make one mistake here and there. Now, right after that, we've got Offensive Scavenger. We will be utilizing offensive accessories quite a bit with this build. Try to maximize the ability with them, utilize them to save ammunition as well as just take out things a lot quicker, mitigate that damage incoming to any of our teammates, or possibly pull one of those clutch moments where we just take down the special infected or birds or things of that nature that'll just make the run a whole lot smoother. But right after that, we're going with a little bit of survivability when it comes to our offensive accessories. With Fire in the Hole, we're going to gain 20 temporary health and 20% move speed for 5 seconds each time that we throw one of these. And with the rate that everything's spawning, obviously we'll be able to maintain grenades, Molotovs, any of those things, continuous basis, and maintain that temporary health and movement speed. Not exactly forever, but it's going to be a big help in those moments when you do need to utilize them, especially if there's a common ridden horde moving amongst you. That 20% movement speed can be a huge help, and that 20 temporary health can pretty much save some of the health that you could have taken damage on from some of those common infected, but been able to get away and mitigate that damage incoming. But right after that, we're going to utilize NUMB for a little bit of that damage resistance. We'll be gaining 15% damage resistance while we have temporary health. You do want to utilize those pain pills as your support inventory slot, just in case in some of those moments we don't have anything to throw to gain that 20 temporary health, or it's one of those moments where we're completely surrounded by some common ridden. Pop that, get that damage resistance, and try to clear everything out around us and get some of our teammates to help out with that as well. Right after that, this is when we become the Ammo Mule. We will have Ammo Mule, which will give us that 75% ammo capacity when we will be taking a hit to our move speed with this, but it will not slow us down all that much. Biggest thing about this is DPS, especially if they're using an AR or possibly an AA-12 with a shotgun, they're going to be depleting that ammo fairly quickly. Anytime you see one of those ammo crates, anything left over, pick up as much as you can just for those moments when they possibly do run out. Maybe they didn't fill it up recently, or they only grabbed enough that didn't completely fill them out. You got any moment that goes pear-shaped where somebody hits an alarm door, one of those birds, they've just been depleting that ammo. It's been a rough run between that next safe room. This is going to help out in those moments when they completely deplete out or getting low in general, because as soon as that DPS runs out of ammo, that could be the failed run right there. We don't have the maximum DPS with this build, but we can help out a small bit. But once your DPS is out, that could be the end of it, especially if you've got more than a few special infected around you. Now, right after that, we go into admin reload. When we stow our weapon, it reloads for us. This is going to give us that ability to do a little bit of that clearing when it comes to the common ridden. That way we can just switch weapons, swapping it in and out, and not having to stop any of that fire. Because some of those moments, especially if you're utilizing a DPS that has or specifically DPS and sniper rifles, you want to kind of help them out, watch over them, take out some of those common infected that are hitting them while they're focusing in on the special infected, or just in general, maybe your healer's getting overrun by some of those common ridden. Another one of those moments where you can continuously fire, not onto the teammate, but fire at the incoming common infected. But right after that, what we're going to utilize with admin reload is going to be that power swap. So as soon as our weapon reaches that, or within 1 second of reaching low ammo, we can gain 20% damage for 5 seconds. It's going to be a huge help, especially if you're utilizing a Tech 9 or possibly a Belgian. As soon as you deplete that ammunition, swap weapons immediately, and you got 20% damage buff to whatever your primary weapon is. For me personally, the two weapons that I preferably enjoyed were, when it comes to secondary, is either the Tech 9 or the Belgian. Belgian preferably, it's going to conserve on the shotgun ammo, so you'll still have surplus for somebody that may need it, and it's extremely fast in order to just immediately pull the trigger once and then swap that weapon over to your primary. And the primary weapon that I really thoroughly enjoyed was going to be the ranch rifle. That way we could also conserve on ammo, but still deal in some massive amount of damage with this. And with that 20% damage on a ranch rifle as well, it's going to be a huge buff. You won't exactly be deleting all these special infected, but you'll be dealing quite enough damage to help out with that DPS and just make it a whole lot faster and smoother and less damage taken overall by the team. Now, right after that, since we are utilizing offensive accessories, we're going with Improvised Explosives. Like I said, we have offensive Scavenger, so we're not always going to have explosives. We're not always going to have, it's going to be a hodgepodge of any one of the offensive accessories. It could be a grenade, could be firecrackers, could be pipe bomb. So with this, we're going to gain 75% across the board with each one of the offensive accessories. Now, we will be taking a hit to swap speed. One thing I forgot to note about when it comes to admin reload, the number one attachment you want for your weapons is going to be that stock that really quickens up that swap speed. Trust me, you won't even notice this 25% swap speed as long as you have either 50 or even just the 25%. But if you have 50 or 75% on that stock for that swap speed, you're going to be lightning fast when it comes to swapping that weapon, sometimes even faster than it can reload when it comes to admin reload. So do remember that at certain moments. But beyond that, you're going to be quickly just dropping all the fire you need to, clearing out some of those common infected or special infected at the same time utilizing that power swap. Now, right after that, we're going for canned goods. We're getting a little bit of health with this. We're going plus 40. We'll be taking a hit to our stamina. We'll help mitigate that a bit with a later card. And your healers should help if they're utilizing that one card, medical professional, giving you that 10% stamina along with the 10% health, stamina regen as well. The reason we're doing this is we're going for Tool Belt right after this. We're taking another hit, 10% to our health. But we're giving everybody the ability to have that team quick slot inventory. This can help out, especially in Nightmare, giving multiple people the ability to have either defib units or possibly more than one of the, stun gun. That can be a huge help for some of your DPS that are constantly moving in there, especially when it comes to the shotgun build. If you got a shotgun DPS, he's going to be up close and personal with a lot of these things. And stalkers, hawkers, or even crushers, you're going to have to get up close with that. They could get grabbed. That could help them out if they have more than one of them. And this way you don't have to buy one of those upgrades in order to have the quick slot. Everybody can just have that one additional. More than likely you're not going to need more than one. And even by this point, if you've had one upgrade when it comes to the quick slot inventory, this is just going to help even more. It is a good idea to possibly have 3 when it comes to the healers, so they can have 3 defibs for each one of the other teammates. But at that same time, this can also be beneficial for you as well, so you'll be able to maintain 2 to 3 barbed wires at all times for any of those moments when you possibly need to hold up in a room. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room and slow down some of those common infected or special infected as well. Now, tall boys will still be rolling through barbed wire easy as day. It's like it's not even there, and it'll never phase them. They'll just come running through. But common infected, stalkers, anything of the stinger category or reeker category will be slowed down by this. But right after that, we've got padded suit. We're getting 10% damage resistance, 5 health, and we're taking a small hit to our stamina efficiency. Now, we're not going to be utilizing that running all that much, but at the same time, with fire in a hole, this is where this is going to kind of get mitigated when it comes to our hits to stamina. We'll have that 20% move speed buff every time we're throwing an offensive accessory. And right after that, we've got energy drink to top it all off. By the time you're at the very end, you're going to need a little bit more of that weapon swap speed. We're going to need movement speed when firing. We'll get a bit of that slow resistance when it comes to getting hit by some of the common infected or possibly special infected, and a bit more to our stamina to help out with that. If you need this earlier on, obviously pick this one. You'll have the option to pick this one earlier on. If you feel like you really need it before you get the tool belt or right after you get the tool belt, grab that up before the padded suit. A lot of times our survivability is going to be pretty strong with this, since we won't be up in the face of things. We'll be kind of hanging in the back with the healer, helping out and supporting that DPS, kind of watching over them. You really do want to kind of make that tight-knit group when it comes to Nightmare. Move in unison and just kind of help each other out, be watching over them and watching the back as well, since a lot of things will be coming from the front, but there could be some of those moments when you hit that alarm door or trigger that horde in any way where they start flooding in from behind. You'll have that covered, have everything you need when it comes to this. But that's going to be the support Nightmare deck. It's going to be a really solid deck. You will need solid teammates with this, though. If you don't have solid DPS or a healer, this is not one of those decks that's really going to work out that well for you. I did run this with more than a few randoms. There was 2 times, 2 different random teams. Did fairly solid. You'll see it in the gameplay coming up. We had plenty of economy. We were able to buy things out. We upgraded the quick slots all the way to blue. We had support and offensive accessories all the way up at green. I think even grenades were up at blue as well when it came to offensive accessories. So not only did I have 75% increased accessory damage, but across the board, all offensive accessories were pretty much deleting things fairly quickly. But if you played through Nightmare before, you know as the further you get inside of the runs and further you get into the axe, the corruption cards are going to get stronger. So even with that blue offensive accessory damage, as well as that improvised explosive, they're still going to have massive amounts of health. They're more than likely going to be able to eat 1 to possibly even 2 grenades at sometimes. Some of those corruption cards do give them explosive resistance, especially the tall boys group. Can be very frustrating, but it can still deal some serious damage to them. Give your DPS some time to be able to just quickly delete them before they can deal some major damage to the team. But on that note, we'll be doing some more of these decks in the coming future as well. I'll probably do a few more of the support Nightmare decks. There's a wide variety that you could really do it for. There's more than a few things, and you could even do even more economy if you really needed to. This is kind of that kind of mixed bag that I really liked going down the list, where we kind of covered economy, gave ourselves that one guy that has the offensive damage when it came to accessories, and just kind of helped out the team all around. There are different ways you could utilize this, different play styles. So we'll be looking into some of those in the coming future. But at the same time, this is going to be a solid deck in order to support the team entirely. But if you'd like to see some of that, or you have any questions about the build, or possibly something you'd like to see when it came to a support build, let me know down in the comments, or hit that link in the description. Follow me over at Twitch, and I'll be streaming this on the next or for the next week or so as well. Just working on different things. If you'd like to pick my brain about any of these builds as well, just hit that link in the description and follow me over there. Streaming daily. And on that note, let's get straight into the gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good one. And also, happy holidays. Somebody took a shit. Wow, look at that bucket. Can't believe I never saw that before.
Do you see that? Here, you look like you need this. Sniper rifle! Here. What's that?
See that?
What's that?
Now I'm ready. No, hang on. Just a second more.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm out.
Did you see that?
Not a good time to stop. Reloading.
Mine. See that? Gonna check the car.
Saw something there.
Check this out. Maybe we found the fabled TP horde of he who squats under the mountain.
They're here.
We lose anyone? Locked. Reloading. Not a problem.
Shotgun. Grenade here.
Super
They'll be
confused.
back.
They don't want to
They
open
always
up
come
the.
back. Something's off. I can feel it.
A lot of grenades back here.
Anyone want this? Oh yeah. Reloading. Hey, who put this in my pack?
Take this. Mine.
Get that generator up and running. We can't afford to lose those supplies. But be prepared when you do, because every ridden in the vicinity is going to come running.
The fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? Hold up. No, 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 no. Are you kidding me?
Guys, they're all around me.
But you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? Now how do you fuck this up?
Had worse bites from a minnow.
Yeah, I'm good.
See that?
I'll take that.
Minigun.
Fuck this world.
It's not even showing me.
Full attachment. Razor wire.
Razor wire here.
Like something's wrong.
Minigun. Medkit. Nice.
Being covered in blood, is that a goth thing?
Ready?
Give me a minute! If I'm lucky, it'll leave a scar.
Ammo. Lots of
Checking
ammo.
the vehicle. Guess that's mine.
Ammo.
Too much shit.
This won't just shake
Medkit
the
here.
trees.
Medkit!
Need that.
Ladies first.
Now who's running? Still me, isn't it? There. That's here.
Don't need this. Here. You look like you need this. Here.
I want it, but not that badly. Maybe I'll come back for it. Maybe I won't.
Molotov. Ready or not?
Take this.
I'll take that. fix that.
Mine. Need to fix this.
Should be good.
Looks like you're ready.
Whenever you're ready. Ready or not?
It's gonna be fun, right? You got my back, I got yours. Ammo here.
Ammo for you. I'm like a reverse thief, but just what are we waiting for? I'm keeping the good stuff. I'm ready. You ready? Kick ass. No free hugs.
Cover me, reloading.
Over there. Pressure. Over there. Ding ding. We got a winner.
Hmm.
In your face. Did you see that? Thank you for playing.
What the fuck?
Well, look before you move.
Over there.
Got a tall boy. Need that. Need to reload. Hurts. Let's go, Dottie. Incoming! Over there, watch out! Oh boy! I really should take care of myself better. You see that? Birds are there! Get down! In your face! See that? Yes! Mine.
Fairly simple.
Any gun here.
Watch out! Car!
simple. Now go get some rest. You've earned it.
Oh,
Meet you back here after you've freshened up.
not bad at all.